overdose vapes. Keep your wicks wet and your coils tight. If you're looking for new flavors and all about the clouds, bro, filling up a clear road, we're dripping on the sub-ohm reviews for that juice while Trav and Josh host view it on YouTube and prepare for overdose.
Get back to OverDoseVapes.
Straight up, like my man said. Welcome back,
Welcome
ODV.
back. Of course, as you can see from the title of this video, something totally different.
Totes.
No e-juice review for you.
No.
We're gonna do a little hardware review.
We
for
will be
you.
using e-juice
We are gonna be using
in the
e-juice.
hardware.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, backstory: Halo sent us a couple sub-ohm starter kits that they came out with.
Yep.
When we got them, we did an unboxing. We did a quick look. Very impressed, actually. For Halo, because Halo usually goes with the much simpler, real basic kind of stuff.
And I don't want to say that we didn't take it seriously, but we weren't expecting the quality that we got.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have agreed to take a look at it
Yeah.
if I didn't believe in Halo's ability to do something good.
Right. But before then, they had only done real starter kits that were proprietary to themselves.
Yeah.
They couldn't know 510s, that kind of thing. So this is a big step for Halo.
And people from our people have commented on that video saying they use those things, like the Triton,
Yeah.
which is one that we've also reviewed in the past, which is a real basic starter kit, like Josh was saying. And they moved up to these things because of our video.
And they trusted Halo.
And they trusted Halo, and they've loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about these things. They are not your average, like, pen. They're not an Ego-style pen with a fucking EVOD tank. They are a sub-ohm experience.
Yeah. And like we were talking about, if we would have had these when we first started, oh my god, because they just put off great vapes. Nice, especially this Reactor with the tank that comes with it, and just puts off a beautiful, cool sub-ohm experience.
With great flavor, actually.
With really great flavor. The tank, I've had no issues with the tank. You can push it up to the 40. This thing goes 50. I don't think I've touched the 50, but I've gone up 40 something. So.
And that's the Reactor Tank. Okay, there's a Reactor mod that comes with the Reactor Tank, and what I got was the Tracer mod with the Tracer Tank.
Yup.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's true.
So they both are different tanks. They have a totally different look, and they actually wick totally differently.
Yeah.
Same
coils though, right?
Same coils
Same
though.
coils.
Well, actually, I don't know that they're the same coils, because those are called the Reactor coils, and these are called the Tracer coils.
Maybe not the same.
Maybe not the same coils,
Yeah.
but I think that they looked pretty similar. So, but anyways, why don't we dive up close? Then we can take a look at some of this stuff a little bit more closely, and then we'll talk about the differences in the tanks, Josh's experience with his, and my experience with mine. Okay. Here we are taking an up close look at the Reactor and the Tracer. Got the Tracer here on the left, my left, and got the Reactor here. So you might notice that this one looks a lot like an iStick, and it functions a lot like an iStick. It's a 50-watt device. It's got a beautiful tank on here. The Reactor Tank is what they call it. I found that the Reactor Tank seems to be a little bit more, it puts off a little bit more vapor than the Tracer Tank. And even when I've used the Tracer Tank with the Reactor, I've noticed that the Reactor Tank seems to be a little bit more my style. A little bit warmer of a vape and a little bit more vapor. Okay, so as you can see, they are good-looking devices. This one is my favorite. I love the Tracer, I really do. I found that I use the Tracer a lot with my Heracles tank, which it fires perfectly with its 0.2 coils. No problems at all. So let's take it apart here. Let me show you the coils. It works just like the Heracles. You unscrew the bottom here. You got your coil in the bottom here, and you fill up your tank. But to remove the coil, all you do is just unscrew it. There's your coil. They provide you with an extra one. You screw that in to the bottom there until it's tight. Then you take it, screw it into the tank portion. Adjust your airflow put it back on your device, and you should be good to go. Of course, I would let it sit and absorb some liquid first before I hit it, or you could prime your coil first by putting liquid directly on it. The menu system on the Reactor is very intuitive. You have your up and down buttons here for your wattage. Your fire button is here on the front. And with the tracer, there is no menu system. It is just 4.2 volts, and then when it's fully charged, and then it goes down, just like a mechanical mod. And the button is on the front as well. So, you've seen them up close. Let's get out of here and talk about it some more. Alright, so that was the stuff. I mean, nice looking stuff.
Boom, boom, bang.
They really kind of look like other products. This one looks like an ice stick. It's almost like a little smaller than ice stick 50. I don't think it is, but it looks a lot like an ice stick 50.
It's slim.
And mine looks like a CF sub-ohm battery from Aspire.
It does.
Not the tank, just the mod.
Yeah.
The tank doesn't look like anything I've ever seen.
Right.
And this is the tracer tank.
How's she do?
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so just here with the mod, this is a fully charged mod. This is the tank with the regular coil and some juice. It's like a 70-30 juice. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. So if you suck on it for like 30 seconds, you do get a good hit, and you can taste the flavor, but it's very muted. Yeah. I don't know if it's because there's too much airflow. This thing has a shit load of airflow.
Yeah.
It's got like 4 giant slots of airflow. Also, I don't like,
But then you also said you can't put it on a regulated mod and jack up the...
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so that's another thing, is that I've actually been using this mod, this tracer mod, with my Heracles, so it'll fire down to a 0.25, and I've been loving that. I've been using this every day. That's no joke.
Yeah.
Been using this at work every day. Watch it. It chucks.
Yeah, that's no problem.
It's basically a regulated mech mod. That's really
Take
what
that
it
off,
is.
Put this one on.
Okay. And I have been using this the tracer tank on things
And
like
this reactor tank's been great. I
Yeah.
mean, just great.
And I've actually tried the reactor tank on the reactor mod, and I loved it. I thought it had great flavor, great vapor.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works on this.
Got siren song in there. Just tastes just like it should. Much better. Yeah, it's the tank.
So it's the tank. So if I'm gonna, that's great.
Yeah.
It's really hot. It's got a great warm vape.
Beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it on this thing.
Yeah, go ahead. So it's the tracer tank that I'm just not a fan of, and even on other mods. Let's put it on the SX Mini here.
So you like the mod? It's just the tank. If you could get the that mod with this reactor tank, you'd be set.
No, that'd be dope.
Because the reactor tank's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
no
I'm gonna
issues.
if I'm gonna recommend one, I'm gonna recommend the Reactor. And
Yeah.
the thing about these is that they're actually great prices.
Great pricing on them.
$60, you get the 50-watt mod plus the sub-ohm tank
Yeah.
with the 2 coils and with the charger, and you know what I mean, like
Yeah, and this is its own battery, which is really
Yeah.
nice for
newbies.
beginners and intermediates. If you just don't want to deal with shit, or for a travel setup or whatever, man.
And if you actually, you know what, I'm still gonna recommend this tracer
Yeah.
too, because it's the same deal. It's its own battery. It comes with a charger, very easy to charge. You don't even have to worry about a screen. You don't have to worry about jacking up your watts.
And it's putting out power.
It's putting out power. You just push the button.
Yeah, it rocks your Heracles, no problem. So
Yeah,
it's
and-
putting out power. It's the tank that's having issues, I think.
But even a person, and that could just be this tank.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Right.
But a person who's coming from like a Triton starter kit to this tracer with this tank is going to be more than happy.
Or the equivalent, like an Ego Twist,
Yes.
or
Okay,
anything like
to
that.
me, I'm a little picky because, I like my tanks a little hotter and shit. But I actually think that a newbie is going to love this tank.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they're going to be happy with it.
Yeah, this whole setup is really
Especially
nice.
if they're coming from the Triton. They're going to be more than happy with this tank.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, I don't want to go too high. Because if I go too high on this tank, I also notice that I get a little burnt, and that's because it's a 0.5, and it's made to go 4.2 volts.
Right. Right.
So it's not
wicking fast enough.
It's not wicking fast enough. So, okay, so what do we got when we got 33 watts? We got 4.8 volts. So it's not made to do that many volts. It's made to do 4.2 because that's how many this puts out.
Right.
So let's try it.
It's just gonna burn, isn't it? It's gonna dry out really quick.
It's already dry. On the end, I could taste it drying out. It didn't burn.
4.8 volts. It's fucking hot.
It didn't burn, and it did put out more vapor, but it's still not as much as you would expect.
And it's gonna dry up.
And it's gonna dry up.
You can't chain vape that shit.
So I mean, it's a good mod for, I guess, for a newbie who's gonna use it on this thing alone.
Yeah.
But me, I would buy this this kit, right?
Just for the
get rid, like get tired of this tank.
Piff the tank.
Yeah, and be like, oh, well, this tank's not for me, and move on to something like the Heracles and throw it on there.
Yeah. Or look at this one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. So if I guess we can rate them. Plus, we're gonna recommend one over the other.
Yeah.
We're gonna recommend the Reactor over the Tracer.
Yeah. It's gonna get you further.
Yep. And you can grow with it. It's 50 watts.
Drip,
you can drip.
Yeah. You're not gonna have any issues with it.
But I also recommend the Tracer to a lesser degree for a certain kind of person like myself who wants a mod that's simple with no menu or anything. You just charge it and go. I love that about it. Okay, and so for some people it's gonna be better. This I'll give a 7 because I think the mod itself is solid. The tank is not great.
Yeah. I think I'll go with an 8 on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got no problems with it. It's handy dandy. It feels pretty good in the hands.
You had some issues with the.
I did have. It feels a little small, and I don't even have large hands for a man. But it felt a little small. But I've gotten used to it. The more that I've used it,
Yeah.
and that's mainly because I'm coming from this fucking DeFore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this thing's big.
Yeah.
You put this, it's gonna feel small for a couple days. But a couple days later, here I am, and it feels good. It feels good, and I'm not dropping it. I'm not fumbling it.
Yeah.
It feels okay. So.
And the tank is far superior.
Yep.
It's the far superior tank. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You can blast this one.
Well, man, thank you so much for joining. You guys got a little bit more information about these Halo starter kits.
Yeah.
We think that for the price, they're pretty good products. So thank you, Halo, for sending them out.
Yep. Thank you. We appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching. Check the Facebook group. Do your thing.
Yep.
Yep.
And keep close tight.
And keep your wicks wet.
Peace.
Peace.